So you're wanting to start a window cleaning business and you're looking on YouTube to see if maybe having a window cleaning business is the right thing for you to do. I'm Faithann.
I'm Dave.
And we own Window Cleaning Plus. We've had our business for the last 9 years, and we're going to do some pros and cons with you guys about having a business. Now, the trick though, is that we each wrote down 4 pros and 4 cons on these note cards in these envelopes, and we don't know what the other one said. So you get to find out right along with us what we think our pros and our cons are of having a window cleaning business.
Correct, yes. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Since I've gotten them out already. Pro number 1 for her, steady source of income for our family.
It has been a huge blessing to have that income because we bought a route, so it came with income, and then we've grown it. But it's been we haven't had to worry about having enough business.
We had about 100 accounts and maybe 2 houses that came along with it. 2 customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, when you can buy 100 accounts, that's pretty good to do.
Okay,
Go.
Dave's pro number 1
Yes.
is working with family. So go ahead.
With our situation, we had homeschool kids, and I was able to work with all of my children. So I've got 2 sons and 2 daughters. So I was able to work with my older son at first, and then as they would get older, they would kind of come into the business and work. And so in doing that, they're able to make an income as a homeschooled kid, and spending a lot of time with them and teaching them business as well as at the same time that I'm learning was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I will do your first con because you did pro and then con, pro, con.
Right.
Okay. Con, trouble separating business/family time.
So having a business, this is any business, what I found is when messages come in on the weekends, after hours, I feel very compelled because I want to satisfy our clients, and I feel that compulsion to still answer even after hours, because when you're the owner, you don't go home and now
You don't turn it off.
you don't ever turn it off. I've gotten better, but that is something to consider. If you're going into business, have some good boundaries around when it's work and when clients can reach you.
They'll be there on Monday morning
Yeah.
or in the morning on a Thursday.
Okay, your first con is working with family.
Correct.
Yeah.
Even though it's great to work with family, whether it's your brother, your sister, wife, kids, they see a side to you sometimes that they would not see as your dad or husband or brother or whatever. So that was a real difficult thing throughout the whole process, was when to turn dad off and when to turn on just the boss or the leader of the crew here. Because having your oldest son, your oldest daughter with you at the same time, and they're going to always be on each other's side for the most part. If you get onto one about something, or then there's a lot of opportunities for hurt feelings. So I've had my share of hurting feelings and whatnot because of just trying to be a boss, but you're dad, and then you try to be dad and not a boss, and it's just a real mess.
It just bleeds together sometimes.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yep.
So, and it's a curse. I mean, that sounds like it's bad on them, but it's just in general, it's good and it's bad at the same time. Pro number 2, we have learned so much. And you have so much underlined.
I underline so much because it's not just window cleaning that you have to know. It's everything else that goes with having a business that we knew nothing about, and we're proud of ourselves. I'm really proud of all that we've learned, from accounting, from marketing, client relationships. It's if you don't learn all that, you won't stay in business for very long. So I've
Or you'll
enjoyed,
go broke.
Yeah, I've enjoyed learning. Pro 2, sky's the limit.
The sky is the limit because it's up to you to build your business, or if you buy a business, like we did, you can expand on that and have a bigger, like a springboard to jump off of. So it's really up to you. It's really up to you getting up every day, going to work, being self-disciplined to just get up and make it happen. And for a number of years, I was comfortable with just what we had because I just wanted to maintain the business. But then we started bringing a lot of houses in, a lot of house customers, and that's where I think house customers beat out commercial every time. Where before I was more afraid to be dealing with house customers because it's not just an employee that you're having to answer to, it's somebody that owns their home and you're inside it. It's a different set of rules. So, but once you can master the way to talk to customers and just be cordial and, develop a relationship with them, then for years you're cleaning their house and they're always happy to see you. Where somebody at a mall
T-Mobile or
location,
something. Yeah.
yeah, somewhere at a commercial place, it's somebody new every time you go, and they just want to go home at the end of the day. They don't care about you. So the sky's the limit as far as just how big you want to get. Con number 2, there were mountains of information we did not know.
Yeah, and that was really hard to want to do something and just not having any idea how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And having ambition and not knowing the right path to take to get you where you want to go. And I've learned that all I have to do is just be patient, and if I just keep putting it out there that this is what I'm looking to learn how to do, I find the right people. So it's kind of a con, but if you have the right perspective, it's not a con at
It's
all.
just it's a con before it becomes a pro,
Yeah.
So just like most things.
Con number 2, weather and rescheduling.
Would you say that's a good one?
Yeah.
Unless you live somewhere where there's no weather, you won't have this problem. But for us, we live in Oklahoma, and for the most part, it's not really doing much. But in the springtime, it can be a 20% chance of rain, and it rains all day.
Yeah.
Or it could be an 80% chance of rain, and you cancel work, or there might be clouds, and there's this big chance, and it's out west, and then it never really materializes in the metro where you're serving. So that is a real big pain. And then you have maybe 2 or 3 houses scheduled for the day and a few commercials in between, and you put it all off. And then you tell your crew, we're going to scrap it because it might be raining at 5 o'clock in the morning when you get up. And by 9 o'clock, it's all burned off and out of the way. And there went your 80% chance of rain. It rained in the morning. So, and now in the afternoon or the early afternoon, late morning, the sun's out and everything's fine. So you've told your crew, no work today, and you can't really go back on that because they have to plan, their day as well. So it's just a real big con. And especially in the wintertime, even if it's clear out, but it's, 20 degrees, it
Right.
hurts.
Right.
Pro number 3, you have met somewhat amazing people. You've met some, no, you said I've met amazing people.
I have. I have almost. I try and support local. That kind of bleeds into my last pro, but our clients are amazing, and the connections we've made. Like I had a client help me find a school for my daughter. I mean, you just don't. The connections that the clients make because they know people that you don't know, and then all of the people vendors that we've hired, and then people that I've networked with. I have met so many amazing people that I would not have been able to meet had I not owned Window Cleaning Plus. Okay, year pro, word of mouth. Tell us about word of mouth.
word of mouth, when your wife goes to networking events and knows all of these people that she talked about, and on a Facebook question, like in a local Facebook group, people ask about, does anybody know a window cleaner, as they do with any other profession? And when there's 15 comments of people that are recommending people, if like 8 of those recommend us, that is a pro. Big time.
It's so honoring too. Feels like such an honor that people
Yeah.
are our cheerleaders.
And it's not necessarily a given that we're going to get the job, but it goes to show that there are a number of people that are seeing just this one post and they put our name in there. That counts for something. And then you go, if that person is curious on what these people do for a living, well, they're realtors, they're plumbers, they're different types of people, professionals, and they've used us and they're recommending us. That helps. So your con number 3 is short-staffed. Are we currently short-staffed or just being
We
short-staffed?
are not currently short-staffed. We're very grateful for our staff, but there have been times in fall of 2021 where it was pretty scarce
You're
over
the
here.
you're the shortest person on the staff.
That's true. Short-staffed,
Not
that's
short-staffed people.
right,
You're not, a con is not to have short people as on your staff.
right.
It's just being,
Not have enough help.
okay.
And you're making these promises to people and you don't have the manpower or the woman power to serve the jobs that you're booking. It can be very overwhelming, and that it can make you want to throw in the towel.
Yeah.
That's hard. Indeed is a really good website I've found for us. It's very helpful, and we've found good people through Indeed.
Indeed.com.
Yeah. Okay. Con number 3, building a customer base. That's a con?
In remembering when I wrote that down, it was the building a customer base as a con would be like if you're starting from scratch
Yeah.
and just trying to get 5 accounts to get 5 houses. It's just very discouraging sometimes even when we've tried to do some things marketing wise to try and get new customers. It can take a while.
Yeah.
And yard signs are probably the number one thing that we've found
And networking.
besides the networking. And
Do you care if I make a recommendation to somebody who's watching?
I do.
All right.
No, I don't. I'm just kidding.
If you want to start a window cleaning business, something you could do is connect with realtors and maybe keep a part-time or a full-time job and do it on the side until you have enough of work to go in full force. But find people who are going to refer you, like realtors and property managers, people who do flip houses.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good people to know. Okay. Whose turn is it? Bill. Oh, it's your turn to read.
You're pro number 4
Yes.
because this is short-staffed.
Right.
From the shortest on the staff.
From the shortest on the staff.
Pro number 4. Oh, pro number 4. We get to support local businesses is what you put for pro number 4.
Yeah, it's so fun having people that you know serve you in all areas of your life instead of Walmart. So I have 2 people that I buy makeup from, and they're local. We have all these local people that when we need things, we reach out to them, and that feels like we're just doing a good thing for more and for the other surrounding communities that we serve. I love supporting local.
Good deal.
Okay. Pro number 4 for Dave is overhead is cheap. That is a great point. I hadn't thought about that.
You didn't think about that at all?
No.
Huh. It took me number 4 to get there. So I almost didn't think about it. But most of your tools and things of that nature are fairly cheap compared to other things like a welder, to have a welding setup,
Or
that's
a
not
concrete
cheap.
business or something.
Yeah.
HVAC.
You can go to one of the big box stores and get your poles, and yeah, I mean the poles sometimes are $50 a piece and you need two of them, or you need a total of six different poles, but for the most part, that's cheaper than, you know, other professions. Other things that we have, I mean, you can get fairly cheap, and you can you can kind of work with it. As far as squeegees and things of that nature, then yeah, I mean that can get costly over time when you leave them somewhere and you have to replace them. Or
Right.
the main regular overhead is just squeegee rubber, soap. What else would you say? I don't use any kind of other chemicals. I just use Dawn soap, but yeah, that's your biggest regular overhead.
Ladders.
Yeah, I mean a ladder you can keep that for years and
Yeah.
years, but yeah, it's that initial investment, so it's cheap in the long run. So that's one good thing. Your con
Con, I think.
con. Yeah, this is pro number four. Your con number four is weather. So we both thought the same, but
Yeah.
mine was higher up.
But you explained all that. Weather is a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, and then your con number 4, because
Oh,
that's the last. Net 30, 60, 90. National maintenance companies.
national
Yeah.
maintenance companies.
Slow to
That
pay.
was I really had to think a while to get a number for con, because there's just not too many cons.
There really isn't.
Not too many cons at all. But if you get tied up with a national maintenance company that has you doing stores, and they do pay, some of them pay pretty well, and they will get you a lot of business. But the 30, 60, 90, or whatever it is, the net payment, you do work on today, the
17.
17th, and you turn it in a couple of days, and then they're going to cut you a check a month from now, and then you have to wait a couple of days for mail or whatnot. And if you need money, it's difficult to have to wait, because some of these, when we were doing them, I mean, some of the checks, and this was back in 20, but back in 14 through 20 for 6 years, I mean, some of these checks that we were getting were, for like $1,200, and you have to wait. You have to wait. And there was like 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 companies we were dealing with at one time. And if you can avoid dealing with them, avoid it.
Right.
But they are good for regular business. It's just it comes with that hoop you have to jump through. Waiting.
And I would focus on residential from the start if you are starting. I mean, don't turn down the commercial work, but focus on residential. The
After,
tickets are bigger and you don't have to wait on your money.
yeah,
Not as much competition either. That's at
and
least what we've found.
and get the CRM.
Get a good CRM, of course. Yeah, you need to keep track.
We use Marcate, and it allows a tipping option. And if you have a $300 ticket and somebody wants to tip you 20% on a $300 ticket, well, that's even more money you're making. So,
And the staff, the employees like that too.
yeah.
So tell us in the comments what you think about our pros and our cons, and if you have any of your own, if you're already in business, or if some of our pros and cons would be things you would also be afraid of or happy for if you were going to start your own.
Maybe we need to look out for some more cons that we didn't really think of.
Oh, I think being in business is wonderful. It'd
Yeah.
be hard for me to think of cons.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. We hope you have a wonderful day.